big and curvy women, all of whom were plus size. The hairy part was that each woman's face had RIP written on it. Wumi's heart skipped. Welcome to African Tales by Dupe. Wumi, a young Nigerian lady, had always been enchanted by the vibrant world of Korean dramas, that she always wishes she was Korean or even living in Korea. She'd spend hours immersed in romantic storylines, swooning over handsome actors, and admiring the stylish apartments that seemed to leap off the screen. Her love for Korean culture knew no bounds, and she'd even mastered the language despite being thousands of miles away in Nigeria. Her family found her obsession endearing, but sometimes annoying. Wumi's mother would often smile and shake her head, saying, "You and these Korean movies." And when Wumi discovered that her proposed course of study had one of the best schools to study in South Korea, there was no turning back for her. Nothing would stop her from studying in South Korea. She intended to study engineering and technology. As Wumi waited anxiously for her SSC results, she sat on her plush pink sofa on this day, her heart racing with anticipation. When the results finally popped up on her screen, she let out a triumphant whoop. Jumping up from her seat, her grades were perfect as expected. She rushed to share the news with her mother, who beamed with pride. "You are going to be an engineer, my dear," her mother exclaimed. Wumi grinned mischievously. "Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, here I come." Her mother raised an eyebrow. "You're really serious about this Korean thing, aren't you?" Wumi nodded emphatically. "Of course, Mom. It's one of the best in Korea. Do you want a half-baked engineer?" Her mother chuckled and replied, "If that's what you want, then I'm ready to support you." "What's the next step?" Wumi smiled slyly. "Don't worry, Mommy. I've already made inquiries. Now that my results are out, I'll get started." Excited Wumi saying, "Yogi Gaseo." Her mother looked puzzled. "You know I don't understand all this your Korean language," she said with a laugh. And she giggled. "Mom, I mean goodbye. I'm saying goodbye to Nigeria already. I just can't wait." Her mother smiled and replied, "John Hayo." "Mom, it's Johayo." And they both laughed. Wumi knew that was one of the Korean phrases her mother knew. Wumi teased her. "At least you know one phrase, Mommy." And they both laughed. Wumi called her sisters, Wano and Bolu, to share the exciting news. They squealed with delight, proud of their sister's achievements. Months later, Wumi received the news she's been waiting for. She's been admitted to her dream university. She has met the academic criteria and impressed the admission team with her proficiency in Korean. As Wumi prepared to leave for Korea, her mother ensured that her luggage was packed with an assortment of Nigerian foodstuff, enough to last her a lifetime. On the night before her departure, Wumi couldn't sleep. Her mind racing with mixed emotions. She was excited about the new adventure, but sad about leaving her loved ones behind. The thought of starting afresh in a foreign land sent a shiver down her spine. The day of her departure arrived, and Wumi's family accompanied her to the airport, tears streaming down their faces as she boarded the plane. Wumi felt a sense of relief wash over her. The long flight finally ended, and she arrived at Incheon International Airport. Her heart skipping a beat as she took in the sights and sounds of Korea. She smiled, feeling a sense of wonder and excitement, and also she felt fulfilled. Wumi settled into an Airbnb. She spent the next few days getting accustomed to her new surroundings. With the help of the Airbnb manager, who seems to be a nice person, she got a SIM card and learned the basics of navigating the city. As she explored her new home, she felt a sense of freedom she'd never experienced before. When school resumed, Wumi threw herself into her studies, determined to excel, although she struggled to make friends. She eventually found her footing. However, she began to battle with weight issues, which took a toll on her mental health. She was slowly creeping into depression. She had already gained a lot of weight. She was confused. Thankfully, she spoke to her family back at home. With the support of her family and therapy, she slowly began to heal. Her therapist was of great help. She was told that it was probably the change of environment that triggered her mental health, plus stress eating played a role in her massive weight gain. Her weight gain really messed up with her self-esteem. She became a proper loner and immersed herself the more in her academics. It was during this challenging time that Umi met Seonjun, and she was already in her final year in the uni. Seonjun was a master's student who would sit beside her in the library. Their eyes met, and they exchanged shy smiles. As they became study partners, Umi found herself drawn to Seonjun's kind and gentle nature. They started dating, and their relationship blossomed. Seonjun's love and support helped Umi build her confidence and self-esteem. On Umi's graduation, Seonjun proposed to her in a romantic gesture that left her speechless. Overjoyed, Umi accepted, and they began planning their wedding. After graduation, Umi landed a job at an IT firm, while Seonjun ran his own successful company where he does coding and programming. They moved in together, and their love continued to grow. Seonjun's apartment was a cozy heaven, filled with the aroma of delicious meals that he lovingly prepared for Mumi. Seonjun's love language was cooking, so he cooked like it was no man's business for Mumi. She adored his cooking, and he took great pleasure in seeing her enjoy his creations. As their wedding day approached, Mumi and Seonjun flew to Nigeria, and the preparation for a grand Nigerian wedding began. Their arrival at the Nigerian airport was a grand one. It was a mini reunion between the both families. They were welcomed with traditional Nigerian dancers. It was a fun day for all, and the planning proper began. It was going to be the biggest Owambe party in town. Seonjun was so thrilled and excited about everything he saw in Nigeria. He kept on saying, "Your family is so beautiful. You guys are so beautiful. Even more beautiful in real life." They all smiled. The whole planning was stressful but exciting. The picking of the ashwebi, the vendors meeting, fitting, and the rest. The day of the wedding finally arrived, and the event all was transformed into a vibrant spectacle of colors and music. Umi's family, all dressed in their finest traditional attire, danced and cheered as the newlyweds made their grand entrance. Seonjun's family, though unfamiliar with Nigerian customs, they were swept in joy and excitement of the celebration. The wedding was a resplendent fusion of Korean and Nigerian cultures, with laughter, music, and dance filling the air. After the wedding, Umi and Seonjun embarked on a romantic honeymoon, exploring the beauty of Korea together. But as the days turned into months, Umi's struggles with her weight persisted. Seonjun's loving gesture seems to worsen the issue. He would often coax her into indulging in rich comfort foods, telling her that she was beautiful just the way she was. Umi's frustration grew, and she began to feel trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. "You are beautiful," Seonjun would say. "Don't you see what I'm saying? Look in the mirror, my beautiful wife," pulling her in front of the mirror. "Don't let no one tell you otherwise. You are beautiful. You are perfect the way you are." And he would tease her with the sweetest words. Umi would smile, but deep down, still worried about her weight. Seonjun seems to be on a mission to make Umi her heaviest, and it was looking like Umi's appetite was growing bigger and bigger. She indeed started finding comfort in food. She only feels bad after she's done eating and stuffed. It was becoming an addiction at this point, and Seonjun, on the other hand, was an enabler. He would cook elaborate feasts, whipping up the best Nigerian dishes she has ever tasted. His smoky jollof rice, paired with grilled pepper turkey and succulent fried plantain, was irresistible. Seonjun learned everything on YouTube. His visit to the African store was the best thing he loves to do, and Umi couldn't get enough of those meals. However, she often feared that she was getting bigger by the day, and her reflection in the mirror seemed to confirm her worst fears. She'd whisper to herself, "Umi, you're getting too big." But Seonjun would always offer words of encouragement, telling her that her curves were made to be curvy, telling her how beautiful she was. Despite his reassurances, Umi's weight began to take a toll on her health. Her legs struggled to carry her weight, and she had to cut back on her work hours to focus on her health. A physiotherapist advised her to lose weight, warning that if she didn't, she might become bedridden within 7 months, which could also affect her heart. Umi was devastated by the prognosis and slowly slipped back into depression again. Her mental health suffered, but Seonjun continued to encourage her, telling her that she was African and that her body type was normal. He dismissed the doctor's concern, saying that the statistics for Korean women didn't apply to her. As the depression deepened, food became Umi's only comfort. Seonjun, instead of helping her with portion controlling, he would often double the portion of her meals. Whenever Umi saw her favorite dishes, her eyes would light up with excitement and joy. At this point, Seonjun's behavior seemed more like enabling than supporting her. Umi's weight continued to balloon, and she eventually became reliant on the wheelchair to move around the house. One day, while searching for a document, Umi pushed her wheelchair into the box room, and she stumbled upon a shocking discovery. There were piles of magazines featuring plus-size women, with each cover showcasing a different curvy lady. The sheer number of magazines was staggering, over 10,000, the amount you would only see in a magazine publishing press. But what was even more disturbing was the collection of framed pictures featuring Seonjun with various African big and curvy women, all of whom were plus size. The hairy part was that each woman's face had RIP written on it. Umi's heart skipped a bit as she felt a chill run down her spine. She was confused and didn't know how to react, her mind racing with questions about Seonjun's intention.